So he made a comment, the original one about, his happy he was to be engaged, and I know that they had a rocky, first relationship. There was a lot of stuff, but he was always in love with her. You always have your first true love, and so that's very clear. He's made that very obvious. He's kept the ring. I don't know how other girls were dating him, knowing he had a ring in his thing for his ex-girlfriend, and we're like, you need to throw that away. Show some commitment to me, move on from her.
Yeah.
But he didn't. They rekindled the relationship, and they got engaged pretty quickly. They got married pretty quickly. Whatever, but I made a tweet about when he was so happy being married. I was like, I can't wait for 2 years to see how happy he is when he's getting divorced, because a lot of my close friends have gone through divorce recently, and I'd heard a lot of them for my tweet to say it, but I'm like, but a lot of them say, once a divorce is over, you're happy. You know how many people they finalize their paperwork and they're just like, stress is off my back, we move on, we're both going our separate ways, whether we have kids or not, you can be, I think most people are happier when they get divorced than when they get, together. Because once you're divorced or final, your whole life moves on. So that was kind of what I meant by it. And, I obviously got bashed a lot publicly, which whatever. That's my comment. I'm not going to delete it. I'm not going to take it back. And then, I said some things privately to some of his friends in a couple group chats, and they apparently a bunch of screenshots got to Daniel. So, the things I said, I don't really want to say them all publicly. But the way Daniel perceived those and the way he made the public think what I said was a lot more aggressive than what it actually was. And I think, he had some insecurities about Amanda's image that he's assuming is what I meant by what I said, And so because of that, I think he took them way more aggressively than what I said and the way they were interpreted. But, and then it just spiraled because then the marketplace happened. He's friends with Johnny Vibes and other things. We just kept clashing on Twitter. And then, the Player of the Year bet came out, and then he denied that. And so I basically then, offered him, what was it, $250K for Player of the Year. He said, no, I think I would cheat. And that fucking made me heated. So then I said, let's bet $500K whose marriage lasts longer. Because he had made some comments about, me not being there for the birth of my son, and basically just disparaging my wife for me running her over or, controlling her life. And you're good friends with Ashley.
Yeah.
And anyone who met her, I don't get to tell her what to do anything. She runs this household. She gives me permission to leave on trips. She's in charge, and I get that.
Dude, we should do a predict it. One of the predicted things, whose marriage lasts longer, Shaun and Ashley or Amanda and Daniel. Just saying, let's let the public decide.
We'll put it this way. When I put out that tweet, I tried to get some other people to bet on Daniel's side, and nobody was willing to bet on them. So, but obviously, they might survive, Supposedly, he put out a tweet that he made 6 months. That's, longer than some people thought. I give them 2 years. I hope they make it that long or further, but that's just kind of what it is.
I understand from some of his friends that he has something. I don't know what it is, some sort of disorder that makes him lack empathy and things like that. I didn't really have a beef with him until he just out of the blue, insults my wife, continues to do so. All of his friends, his real friends, tell him, Shaun, that was way out of line. You should apologize for that. And he says, I'm not going to apologize for having an opinion, right? Which is so out of line. And he doesn't even know my wife. My wife has said, who is this fucking guy? I don't even know this guy. Seriously, who is this? It's so absurd. So that's what, for me, really broke the straw that broke the camel's back. It's you can come at me with all kinds of needles, but she has nothing to do with any of this. So why are you insulting her and then continuing to do so and double and tripling down? It was surprising because I almost sat him down in Roswell and say, Shaun, you know what? If you're willing to sit down and apologize, I don't know that my wife would accept it, but if you're willing to sit down, we can discuss this. I'll apologize for things that I've done, but it has to be genuine from your end. He can't do it because it doesn't matter. 50,000 people will literally explain to him why it's so out of line. To on January 3rd, when I just got engaged, put out a tweet that says, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see the divorce tweet in 2 years. Well, guess what, Shaun? Fuck you. How about that? Seriously, go fuck yourself. What's wrong with you? Are you stupid? Are you fucking dense? Clearly. What the fuck?